There's a question on solar flares, pros and cons. Pros and cons. Well, you're going to get your ego completely melted away, like you burst into flames. I don't know. Is that a pro or a con? Okay, so that's actually a good question because a lot of people do wonder. Um, people are looking at the same idea through very, very different lenses. And you guys let me know if you agree. Some people see, okay, wait a minute, let me change that. Let me change what I'm going to talk about that. There was an Indiana Jones in the 13th skull or something like that. And that's where it talks about the crystal skulls and then coming together. And there was a particular woman that was very driven to be the one to put the skull in place because she wanted the knowledge for herself. She wanted to wake up to the secrets of the universe and all this stuff. She was, I think, a Nazi scientist in the movie, and she definitely got what she wanted. And so what she saw herself going into was she was about to be exposed to having all the knowledge of the universe downloaded into her being, and she was going to have a great awakening. That was what she saw herself going into. What Indy and his cohorts saw her going into was her getting downloaded and getting overwhelmed, and then she explodes into flames. Now who's to say she didn't actually get what she wanted and she was completely at peace and everything was beautiful about that process? Versus Indy and his crew outside looking in, they see that and they see her, bursting into flames, losing her body, she's dead. So that kind of dynamic is what's happening with these solar flares, and the narratives with them. Now, I listen to Suspicious Observer, and I think he's called Space Weather News on Rumble, and he is a catastrophist. He is always talking about where to be, or, he's always talking about the impending catastrophe. But that's not to say the data that he has isn't solid data. It's just his lens of working with that data, where he comes to from that data, is what I'm not in resonance with. But the actual data collection and the different ways he looks at things and other light does work for me. You see? So we have to feel where we are at in relation to these, not just these narratives, but to these realities. The sun and its flares and the supernovas and other things happening in our galactic, okay, have a profound impact on our DNA and our biosuit. The pro of that is that it's inevitable, us waking up out of our current programmed state. It's inevitable because these solar flares, we can't exist at the same time. We can't stay in our bodies and be with these solar flares, maintaining the old DNA dance of our matrix encoded reality. The con of that is that we can't be in the same place. And we can't be in the same vibration and in that reality at the same time. What it looks like for some, for me, it'll be transformation. It will be awakening into something. It's like, death is not something that scares me. It's more of, to me, I know I'm going back home. I had a near-death experience in 2006. I already know what's happening on the other side. So to me, it's a different kind of relationship. For people who are really plugged into their rigid systems, they're the ones that are going to experience this as a con, like what Indy and his cohorts witnessed with that lady, with her illumination, So where are you in that? How do you feel you're relating to that kind of transformation, that kind of shift in your DNA, hence your consciousness?